Hey, welcome back. It's Luke here from Built by the Trade, and today I'm going to be talking about price objections and how to avoid them at all costs if you can, or how to come back from a price objection. So, there is a process you should have when you're going to a customer's house, which is going to help you build rapport or touch points with the customer to prevent objections occurring. And from the get-go, what I would do, or as anyone should do, is the best scenario is calling the customer before you go to their house. Text message is not as good because it's not a voice behind the actual message. And what I mean by that, if we'll just call Ben. Ben is the customer. You're going to his house at 10:30. It's 10 o'clock. And you call Ben. Hey, Ben, it's John. I'm heading over to your home, and I'll be there in about 30 minutes, just letting you know I'm on my way. So when they hear a voice behind the phone call, it's creating a touch point with the customer. So you're actually you're creating a touch point with the customer, which is going to help build rapport, because when a sale occurs, there's going to be a minimum of 7 touch points. I'm pretty sure it's 7 that you need to be able to close a sale. It's a psychology factor. But I'd like to add something else in there. So there's a way we can also use a different rule when going to someone's house as well. Say you're doing the phone call and you call them and you say, hey, I'm on my way, Ben. I'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm just going by the coffee shop. Would you like a coffee? What this is doing is you're offering something to them, but it's more than that. It's reciprocity. Now, if they take you up on the offer, they're going to be weighed down psychologically with, they feel like they owe you something. So it's called reciprocity. When someone goes out of their way to get us something, not really out of their way, but they go and get us something we haven't asked for, and they just do it out of, goodwill, then there's a rule in psychology, it's reciprocity. And this can weigh down on people and help you actually close the sale, because there's all these rules within a sale to help you close the sale. This is another tactic you can use that may help you close a sale. So there's 2 touch points you can do to help close a sale. So you're doing the phone call before you go to the job, 30 minutes before. You let them know you're on your way. You've got a voice behind the phone call. And also then you've done the reciprocity factor. You also offer them a drink, like, I'm going to the coffee shop. Do you want a drink? I'm on my way there. I'll grab you one on the way. So even if they don't accept it, it's, you've still offered it. Anyway, you go to the job. First thing you do, you grab your tool bag. Always grab your tool bag. Why? And the reason being is when you go to a job, or you're going there to look at a job, when the customer sees you straight away, if you have a tool bag in your hand, it looks like, oh, this guy's coming here to do the job, like work. And that's how you should be working in the business, is someone calls you, you go to their home, you do the job, you get paid. That's how business operates. So you walk up to the door, you have the tool bag in your hand, knock on the door. Hey, Ben, it's John here. How are you today? And he's like, you greet each other, be human. Then you do a bit of small talk. Oh, look, talk about the weather or the house, or it looks like you've just been renovated or painted, or you just talk about what you can see in front of you. Pictures, draw, whatever's around, small talk. And then what that is, that's starting to build your rapport, because you and this person have never met. So this is helping you build the rapport. And then they'll say, oh, okay, great. Like, you'll just blabber on with a conversation for a while, and then eventually you can say, well, that's good. And now the thing is, would you like to show me what is going on with your issue today, and show me exactly what you've found that's going on? And then they will take you to the area of their home that something has occurred. While you're there, you let them do most of the talking. You do not say much. You don't need to say much. All you should be doing is gathering information. You're gathering all these, whatever the customer's saying, and you're putting it in your memory bank. And the customer might say, look, I've had this issue, it's happened multiple times, it's kind of annoying actually, like there has to be a better solution or something, and then you're looking around, we'll say it's like a gas leak or something, we'll call it a gas leak, and they're showing you, look, yeah, we've had another guy here before and he just, fixed one thing, and then there's another gas leak now. So you're gathering these thoughts of what the customer's been telling you. He's telling you that he's getting fed up with calling a plumber around because you're doing bits and pieces. Straight away that tells me that he's going to be inclined to do a permanent solution. And just say, we'll put it the scenario with his gas leak. The plumber just repaired a section of the gas, and all the other rest of the gas line under the house or to the meter is all galvanized pipework. And with galvanized pipework, it rusts out under the ground. So that's going to give you a big ticket sale to sell or provide the solution to the customer to upgrade the gas from the meter to under the house where it won't be rusted out. So you keep asking questions. Oh yeah, how long's this happened for? Like, so what? How come you didn't go ahead with the last? Or not go ahead with the last option? Just how come you didn't? The other plumber didn't? Did he offer you to go a permanent solution? And the customer might tell you saying, oh no, he just said, oh, this will be good enough to repair. So then you could jump in and say, well, look, instead of doing repairs, so we don't have to come back here for this job, we can actually offer you a full permanent solution for this. Then you'll never have to hear about this gas thing ever again. And then what that's doing is telling the customer that, yeah, that what he's thinking, it's basically you're going back and forth with him, and he's thinking, oh, okay, great, well, that sounds like a better idea than just patching little pieces and someone coming here every 6 months to a year to fix a little bit. So then, yeah, you can ask a few more questions in, have you noticed anything else with your gas around there? And he might say yes, no, or whatever he's going to tell you, he's going to tell you. And then after you've spent some time with him and you've looked around the home, and you could say, look, okay, well, let's go and have a look at your gas meter. And you start explaining, look, your gas meter's galvanized pipe here. We could do a whole new solution, run the pipe from here, underground, all the way to under your home, come up here, go through here, and basically connect onto your gas line under here. And why you would say that is, look, we can connect on here. We know this pipe under the house is not rusted, it's above ground, and when it's above ground, they don't rust out because they're not in moisture, galvanized underneath grass, and all the rest of it gets moisture, and then they start rusting out, and then that causes leaks. So you then tell the customer, look, if you want to go to right here in this location, it's better if we go to here. There's a permanent solution from your meter to under your home, and basically we know there's no rust. You do an inspection of the other gas lines around, you get under there, you test them for any leaks, make sure there's no gas leaks, and then while you're doing that with the customer, you can say to them, look, how about I go back to my truck and work out a price? And he'll say, great, that'd be great. You go back to your truck, you already spent about 20 to 35 minutes with the customer. You build up rapport, you know his name, you know what he cares about. He just wants it fixed, he wants it safe. And then basically you go to your truck, you work everything out, and then you go and visit him wherever he's in the house. Knock on the door, go sit down with him, go, look, I've worked out the option here. And this sort of situation, it's either you could go the option of either doing a gas permanent solution to under the home and connecting on when you know it's not rusted out, or you could have had the solution where you go up into cupboards and to every sort of gas point around the house and make it all brand new copper instead of gal. So that's also could help you out as well, because it's going to take you in the process of this sale away from a yes or no answer, because you have two options. And how I'll present the option is, look, I spoke to you about here, we're going to replace it up to here under your home, but also I'd like to give you two options just in case you might want to do the whole lot, but there's a lot more work involved in doing everything like the full house, it's a lot more work. It's going to be, you know, a bigger job, maybe 2 days work or whatever it is. The other one's probably going to be a day. And then you sit down with him, you explain to him exactly how you're going to do it, what you're going to do, and tell him that he'll have no issues with the gas at the end. And then you present your price. Now, here's where people get stuck. If they've had another quote and the plumber on site who's presenting this price gets stumped, and the customer says, "Oh, the guy down the road, I had him in, you know, I didn't tell you, but last week I had him in. He was only going to charge me like $1,500. You're charging me like $4 or $5 grand or whatever it is." And you say to him, "Okay, well, how come you didn't approve the quote? How come you didn't get him to actually do the job?" And he might say, "Look, well, I've tried to call him back, can't get onto him." And you go, "Well, look, yeah, see, well, that's the reason why. With our business, we're responsive. We can get back here, and we can also, you know, we're here. We can do the job. We give you this warranty." Does the other also as well? What I would start doing is picking the other guy's quote apart, because he might not offer a warranty. He might not offer to give you 2 different options to do the whole lot. Or how come he didn't offer you to do the whole lot? He's just offering this one little bit. Did he pipe size it correctly? There's all these other things you can pick if he's starting to compare you with someone else. So, and the thing is, if they start going, "Oh, what's your hourly rate?" or something around that nature, you need to have this, something along these lines. Look, so basically the way we work our prices out, our prices are worked out through a spreadsheet, scientifically by an accountant. And what it does is it creates a number into our price booklet, and we need to charge this per job on different jobs. It's not an hourly rate, it's just all the overheads in the business, and that gives us a number in our price book. And the price book actually just pulls out a number for each different job. We add things in there and it tells us what we need to charge to have a slim margin to be successful for the next 20 years, so we can stay in business and provide you with a lifetime labor warranty. How does that sound? And most of the time, if they're a serious client, they will approve and agree with it. There's other times you can revert back to, if they say, "Oh, that's expensive." Yeah, I agree with you, it is expensive. Just like living in Sydney, it's expensive. Owning a home in Sydney is expensive. Running a business in Sydney is expensive. Everything's expensive. So my prices are parallel to everything else around us. You don't want to be comparing my whole service with your cup of coffee down the road, which is $5. Compare apples with apples. I'm doing something that's going to last more than likely the next 50 years. It's going to cost you this amount now, but it's going to be done properly. It's going to be done by a licensed technician. It's going to give you a full lifetime labor warranty with your work, and you're going to be happy, and there's going to be no dramas at the end of the job. So when people, if they have start to object to you about pricing, could be the factor that you did not build up enough rapport, or they don't trust you enough. So if you're starting to get that more often with jobs, you need to slow down, and you also need to build more rapport, ask better questions, show them that you're the expert when you're in the room, explain how an expert would do this, how things are done. Don't just jump in within 5 minutes, drop like a $15,000 quote. It's not going to work. You need to spend the time, build the rapport, ask the good questions, and by doing all these different tactics in a sale, that can prevent you from having price objections. So I hope you learned something today, and new videos weekly. If you learned something, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.